Hello everyone and a very good morning to all of you and welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep, the most comprehensive preparation app for all exams. As we all know, from Monday to Thursday, 11 a.m. in the morning, we come up with the Hindu analysis. Today is 1st March and we are here with the Hindu analysis of 1st March. आज पहली मार्च है और आज हम लोग the Hindu analysis लेकर हाजिर हैं. Okay, yesterday I asked some questions like first question I asked you and you were supposed to answer it in the static comment was what does amicus curiae means? And many of you have answered it, like Shweta Rai has answered it. Amicus curiae is actually one who assists the court. Friend of the court, some user has written, then Ghania has written friend of the court. Yes, friend of the court. So that is actually what generally it means. So amicus curiae is generally a lawyer who is not a party of either of the cases. I mean, he is not fighting as a lawyer in either of the two parties. I mean, he is not part of either party 1 or party 2. But he is actually the neutral lawyer who is appointed generally by a judge to help him or her in a particular case. Let's say a lawyer has expertise in some, let's say, corporate field. So a judge may ask his opinion or something like that. Go and find out and research and assess the judge. So we use the word friend of the court in that way. And this was asked in many exams. If you see the previous year question, they have asked this, amicus curiae. The next question was, what is the theme of National Science Day? You were supposed to write, and yes, many people have answered. Global Science Day for global well-being. Yes, some user has told, written. Then Shweta Rai has written Global Science for global well-being. I had discussed yesterday that 28th February is celebrated or observed as National Science Day. And I told you the reason also why it is celebrated on 28th February. Go and find out, watch yesterday's class. Okay, let's start with today's newspaper, Wednesday, 1st March. So these are the important articles. The first is Q3 GDP growth slows to 4.4%, past data upgraded. So we will be discussing about this. This is a very, very important article. And the next is arrested AAP leaders Jain and Sisodia quit Delhi cabinet. I hope you are aware, actually, Mr. Satyendra Jain was also a minister in Delhi, and I think he was arrested a few years back, I guess, as far as I remember, in some case. And since then he was in jail. And recently, I hope you are aware, Mr. Manish Sisodia, the Deputy Chief Minister. Mr. Manish Sisodia, the Deputy Chief Minister of Delhi, has been arrested by CBI. And that is why, since both are in jail, both have decided to resign, so that someone else should be actually controlling that post, of course. Yes. So that is what actually it was in the news. तो इसमें बहुत ज़्यादा explain करने का है नहीं. Just have an idea about that. ये वाला पता होना चाहिए. Q3 GDP growth slows to 4.4%. Past data upgraded. So those who are my paid batch student, I have taught in detail what is Q1, what is Q2, what is Q3, what is Q4, how to find out which quarter. Let's say what is the meaning of Q3 FY23. इस तरह का मैंने सब समझाया हुआ है. I have explained these concepts in my paid classes. So here you can understand in short, this is the third quarter. So third quarter का, that is October, November, December का, है ना? Last year, I mean 2022 का result आ गया. Means result in the sense कि GDP growth आ गया, and it is actually 4.4%. So can anyone tell me who actually estimates, which organization estimates GDP growth? I have taught this in paid classes. So those who are my paid batch student must be aware of that, which organization under which ministry is responsible for estimating, calculating the GDP growth, GDP data and all. Can anyone tell me? Yes, good morning everyone. Good morning guys. कोई बता सकता है? So the right answer actually to this question is NSO, National Statistical Office. मैंने बताया हुआ है ना? So last year quarter 3 में, that is of quarter 3 of fiscal year 22-23, it means October, November, December, है ना, of 2022, है ना. So the GDP growth actually supposed to be 4.4%. That is what it says. NSO. Yes, Priya Chavan, Rashmikant Oja, Zoya Khan, right? So it is the NSO, National Statistical Office. Under which ministry? ये कौन सी ministry के under में आता है? Go and find out. I have taught this in the classes. So after the class is over, write it in the static comment कि NSO, that is National Statistical Office, comes under which ministry? कौन से मंत्रालय के अंदर में आता है, इसको find out कीजिएगा. And write it in the static comment. Okay. And who is the minister of that? मिनिस्ट्री का नाम बताइए और कौन आदमी, मतलब कौन उसके मंत्री कौन है. ठीक है, वो आपको लिखना है नीचे. ठीक है. ओके. यस. however which retained its full growth estimate for the year to be actually 7%. यानी इस साल फिस्कल ईयर 22-23 में जो ग्रोथ एस्टिमेट है, मतलब अंदाजा जो लगाया गया है कि this fiscal year growth would be somewhere around 7%. This is what the NSO has said. ठीक है, so just have an idea about that. हाँ, some people have written MOSPI. Yes, right, अमोल्य राज. और ये भी बताइएगा आंसर में कि कौन है MOSPI के मिनिस्टर. हाँ, so yes, you can see it here. Quarterly economic growth slows to 4.4% the past 3 months of 2022. हाँ, मतलब अक्टूबर नवंबर दिसंबर की बात हो रही है. ठीक है, so if you see it, yes, हाँ, so अक्टूबर नवंबर दिसंबर तो 4.4% will be the GDP growth. तो ये नीचे गया हुआ देख रहे हो, ये this one is actually the result of first lockdown. जो फर्स्ट वेव आया था उसके बाद लॉकडाउन हुआ था तो नीचे चला गया था काफी. I mean, I hope you are aware because everything was stopped and that is why you must be aware of that. Quarterly data showed GDP growth down from 6.3% in September quarter, है ना. तो इससे पहले 6.3% था सितंबर क्वार्टर में. ठीक है, मतलब अप्रैल मई जून जुलाई अगस्त सितंबर वाले क्वार्टर में, यानी Q2 में इट वाज 6.3%, बट इन Q4 इट वेंट डाउन द जीडीपी ग्रोथ. आई मीन Q3 द जीडीपी growth went down to 4.4%. Okay, so just have an idea about that. Now since in this article एक चीज और ये बता रहे हैं कि इस ईयर के एंड मार्च तक अगर आप टोटल इंटायर ग्रोथ देखोगे, इंटायर फिस्कल ईयर ग्रोथ वुड बी, दिस इज द एस्टिमेशन कि 7% रहेगा टोटल, यानी 2022-23 का. क्वार्टर वाइज नहीं बता रहे, टोटल बता रहे हैं कि दिस इज द एस्टिमेट ऑफ NSO, दैट इज नेशनल स्टैटिस्टिकल ऑफिस, दैट 2022-2023 द इंटायर ईयर ग्रोथ वुड बी समवेयर अराउंड 7%. सो लेट्स सी, है ना. Okay, now in this article, chief economic advisor's name is being discussed. So I'm asking this question: who is the chief economic advisor of India? Your options are Mr. Krishnamurthy Subramaniam, Mr. V. Anant Nageshwaran, Mr. Arvind Subramaniam, Mr. Raghuram Rajan. Your time starts now. Chief economic advisor of India कौन है? Yes, what is the right answer? So the right answer to this question is option 2. V. Anant Nageshwaran is the right answer to this question. ठीक है, कृष्णमूर्ति सुब्रमण्यम is ex CEA, इनसे पहले थे. Arvind Subramaniam is also ex CEA. I think 2-3 years back he was the CEA, Chief Economic Advisor of India, and Raghuram Rajan is ex RBI Governor. ठीक है, so the right answer here is B is the right answer. Yes, अमूल्य राज, विशाल कुमार, you all are right. B is the right answer to this question. ठीक है, सबको लाइक बटन प्रेस करते जाना guys. Everyone please press the like button and subscribe to our channel. नीचे सब्सक्राइब का बटन उसको भी दबा दो. ठीक है, yes, so that is what is being talked about here. इसमें actually Mr. V. Anant Nageshwaran, the chief economic advisor, has been quoted. ठीक है, so just have an idea about that. Okay, first page के second half में article थी, governor CM must have a mature dialogue. Actually what happened was recently in Punjab, some actually war of words you can say. So the war of words actually happened between chief minister and governor. So sometimes these things do happen कि गवर्नर और चीफ मिनिस्टर के बीच थोड़ा सा war of words हो गया. तो इसी पर सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने ये कहा कि मैच्योर डायलॉग होना चाहिए. Means there should be a mature dialogue because both are holding a very important constitutional post, and that is why there should not be actually putting allegation and counter allegation and all. It shouldn't be like that, है ना. Mature statementship and not vie with one another in a race to the bottom, है ना. मतलब ऐसा नहीं किया जाना चाहिए कि मतलब पब्लिक में जो है लड़ाई ओपनली जो है शुरू कर दिया. मतलब मैच्योर बात होना चाहिए. दैट इज व्हाट द सुप्रीम कोर्ट हैज सेड. ठीक है, सो विद अ सेंस ऑफ सॉबरेटी मैच्योरिटी विदाउट अलाउइंग द डिस्कोर्स टू डीजेनरेट इनटू अ रेस टू द बॉटम. यानी जो बात का स्तर है उसको नीचे नहीं गिराना चाहिए. मतलब द लैंग्वेज यूज्ड बिटवीन द टू शुड बी डिसेंट इनफ एंड इट शुड नॉट, आई मीन दे शुड नॉट ओपनली पब्लिकली फाइट. आई मीन वर्बली पब्लिकली फाइट करते की जबान से करना ठीक नहीं है. दैट इज नॉट, आई मीन हाउ द गवर्नर एंड चीफ मिनिस्टर शुड बी डूइंग. सो इज द चीफ मिनिस्टर ऑफ पंजाब मिस्टर भागवत मान एंड गवर्नर इज बनवारी लाल पुरोहित. So just have an idea. इम्पास से वर्ड का मतलब होता है डेडलॉक. डेडलॉक समझते हैं ना, यानी कुछ आगे बात बढ़ नहीं रही है. चेक जो होता है ना कि बीच में अटक गया मामला, है ना. सो दैट इज कॉल्ड इम्पास से. सो दैट इज व्हाई सम हियरिंग आर गोइंग ऑन. सो उसी पर सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कहा. सो जस्ट हैव एन आइडिया अबाउट इट. The next is China sending FM to India for G20 meeting, first high profile visit in a year. I hope you are aware that G20 meeting is going to happen in India. Who among the following is the foreign minister of China? Your options are Li Keqiang, Xi Jinping, King Gang, Hong Liang. So I don't know the exact pronunciation, so might be my pronunciation might be slightly different from the correct one. So I'm very sorry for that. So please tell me, who is the foreign minister of China who's going to come in G20 summit in India? Your time starts now. बताइए इन चार में से कौन फॉरेन मिनिस्टर है चाइना के जो कि इंडिया में G20 में आएंगे? Yes, the right answer, yes, King Gang is the right answer. So Priya Chavan is right. Li Keqiang is the outgoing premier. Premier मतलब समझ लो very similar to the prime minister. So he's a premier of China. And Xi Jinping is the president of China, and president is very powerful. President जो होते हैं बहुत ज्यादा powerful होते हैं, ठीक है? Then C में है King Gang, and so he is the foreign minister of China. Just have an idea. So he'll be coming. Yes, Amulya Raj, Zoya Khan, Vishal Kumar, Priya Chavan, you all are right. So you can see it here. China on Tuesday announced the visit of its foreign minister King Gang to India for this week's G20 meeting, etc. and all. So G20 चूंकि summit इंडिया में होने जा रहा है तो कई सारे और भी मीटिंग होंगे, foreign ministers meeting and all. So इसीलिए अभी foreign ministers की एक मीटिंग उसमें वो आएंगे, ठीक है? So just have an idea about that. Okay, so this is the logo and I hope you are aware Vasudev Kutumbakam. मैंने कई बार पूछा भी था. So this is Vasudev Kutumbakam. Okay, which means one earth, one family, one future. ठीक है? So this is the logo of G20 summit. Now there's a homework. Go and find out. And after the class is over, write it in the comment from which book this has been taken. ठीक है? Vasudev Kutumbakam. इसका मतलब क्या होता है? I mean, हाँ, जो उसका मतलब नीचे लिखा है, why the entire world is one family, इस कॉन्सेप्ट को वासुदेव कुटुंबकम कहते हैं. One earth, one family, one future. So ये कौन सी किताब से लिया गया? From which religious literature this word has been taken? After the class is over, write it in the comment. नीचे जो comment section होता है, static comment, उसमें आपको ये आंसर लिखना है. Okay. Now the next is, which state is going to host Global Investor Summit 2023? Your options are Maharashtra, Gujarat, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh. Your time starts now. बताइए ग्लोबल इन्वेस्टर समिट 2023 कौन सा स्टेट होस्ट करने जा रहा है? ग्लोबल इन्वेस्टर समिट इज गोइंग टू हैपन दिस ईयर इन विशाखापट्टनम, आंध्र प्रदेश. सो डी इज द राइट आंसर टू दिस क्वेश्चन, विशाखापट्टनम. और आज न्यूज में था भी है द हिंदू में, ठीक है? यस, विशाखापट्टनम गियरिंग अप फॉर ग्लोबल इन्वेस्टर्स मीट. ठीक है, आप देख सकते हो. इट इन आंध्र यूनिवर्सिटी इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज ग्राउंड इन विशाखापट्टनम 3rd और 4th मार्च को. ठीक है? सो द राइट आंसर इज डी इज द राइट आंसर. रश्मिकांत ओझा, वेरी गुड, डी इज द राइट आंसर. हाँ, तो यहाँ पे देखना, ये आंध्र प्रदेश है, इसके ईस्टर्न कोस्ट में विशाखापट्टनम है. ठीक है, डी इज द राइट आंसर. अमूल्य राज पांडे, रश्मिकांत, यू ऑल आर राइट. हाँ, ठीक है. सो विशाखापट्टनम इज अ पोर्ट सिटी, वेरी फेमस, एंड द चीफ मिनिस्टर हैज अनाउंस्ड दैट विशाखापट्टनम वुड बी द कैपिटल ऑफ आंध्र प्रदेश इन फ्यूचर, है ना? तो काफी कैपिटल के लिए काफी ज्यादा न्यूज में था फॉर द पास्ट 2-3 years. A lot of issues were going on regarding the capitals and all. So finally it has been decided by the chief minister that Andhra Pradesh new capital would be Visakhapatnam. ठीक है, काफी फेमस है. विजाग भी शॉर्ट में कई जगह लिखते हैं. They write in short विजाग. So do not get confused. It is written in short like this. Okay, guys, we are running in a scholarship program on 5th March at 11 a.m. in the morning. So actually this is the course, CLAT 2024 course. Hardly 9-10 months is left, so you should go for this course. We'll be providing 300 plus recorded videos, 300 plus hours of live session, 35 plus mock test. If you have query, call on this number 9538895678 पर आप call कर सकते हैं. And if you want to get this course at a cheaper rate, this is the best thing. Get up to 90% scholarship. 5th March 11 a.m. in the morning. This test will be happening. So register it. The link is given in the description. ठीक है? Okay. Yes, these are the 4 articles. Let's talk about editorials we are discussing. So पहले इसमें जाते हैं. A thumbs down for adopt a heritage scheme. देखो thumbs up मतलब क्या होता है? Supporting. Thumbs down का मतलब होता है he is actually opposing or criticizing. So इस पूरे आर्टिकल में मोस्टली आप देखोगे. So he is critical of adopt a heritage scheme. ये क्या होता है भाई? Adopt a heritage scheme. What is that? So basically, adopt a heritage scheme is a scheme of government of India Ministry of Culture that a private, let's say a private company can actually adopt any archaeological site for maintenance purpose. ठीक है? That is what is called as adopt a heritage scheme. So private firms, companies, public sector unit can enter into agreement with culture ministry to adopt and maintain state-owned archaeological sites or monuments. And these will be called as monument mitras. उस monuments को हम लोग monument mitras कहेंगे. Businesses that enter such agreement are known to be known as, उस agreement को monument mitra कहेंगे. Okay, like for example, I'll tell you, जैसे 2018 में हुआ था, 4 years बैक, that red fort was adopted by Dalmia Bharat Group. So Dalmia I think cement आता है ना, so Dalmia is a private company which actually decided to adopt this red fort. तो adopt करने का मतलब ये नहीं कि खरीद लिया, adopt करने का मतलब है कि actually this is Dalmia Group, the private company will be responsible for all the maintenance, cleanliness and all. इस तरह आप समझ सकते हो. So that is actually this is adopt heritage scheme. But in this article the author is extremely critical of this. तो वो कई जगह पे critical है adopt heritage scheme के against, मतलब against में आप कह सकते हो, लिख रहे हैं this number represents a 10 for increase etc and all. अब देखो उन्होंने क्या बोला है कि adopt heritage scheme business may use their corporate social responsibility funds to select sites to construct and maintain tickets. अब देखो CSR, corporate social responsibility, you understand? So actually under Companies Act 2013 it is compulsory to actually do CSR activities. CSR मतलब समझ लो इस तरह से, let's say for example there is a private company which is earning a good amount of money, there is some actually limit कि अगर आप इससे ऊपर कमा रहे हो, if you are earning more than this amount, CSR is compulsory for you. So a certain percentage of share you should the earning you should be using for some social purpose, है ना, मतलब कुछ चैरिटी के हेल्प से, एक तरह से इन्हें समाज के बेहतरी के लिए आपको खर्चा करना होगा. दैट इज कॉर्पोरेट सोशल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी. इट मींस इट इज द रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑफ द बिग कॉर्पोरेट्स टू हेल्प ब्रिंग चेंजेस इवन इन द सोसाइटी. सो कोई एजुकेशन में खर्च करेगा, सो ओपनिंग फ्री स्कूल्स फॉर पुअर, लाइक दिस इज एन एग्जांपल ऑफ CSR, ओपनिंग फ्री हॉस्पिटल्स, ठीक है. सो ये सब CSR एक्टिविटीज में आता है, ठीक है. सो CSR एक्टिविटी नाउ इन इंडिया इज कंपल्सरी अंडर कंपनीज एक्ट. सो गो एंड रीड अबाउट इट थोड़ा सा. तो ये बता रहे हैं कि CSR के अंडर में अडॉप्ट हेरिटेज स्कीम के अंदर बिजनेसेस जो है मॉन्यूमेंट्स को या किसी चीज को भी मतलब मेंटेन करेगी एंड ऑल. So that is what is being discussed. Then to begin, just as permitting a watch company without expertising in budget engineering. हाँ, अब ये बता रहे हैं कि he is actually critical. Why? For example, he has given example of Morbi bridge collapse. आपको शायद याद होगा ये last year in Gujarat. So this unfortunate incident happened. ये गुजरात है, यहाँ पे मोरबी है. सो मोरबी में ब्रिज कोलैप्स हो गया था बिकॉज झूलता पुल कहते थे ना इसको, उसमें आई थिंक 140 पीपल समवेयर डाइड. सो दिस एक्चुअली द मेंटेनेंस वाज गिवन टू आई थिंक सम वॉच कंपनी, जो घड़ी बनाती कोई कंपनी थी, उसको ये दिया गया था. तो वही बता रहे हैं कि इसका उतना एक्सपीरियंस भी नहीं था ना, सो विदाउट एनी एक्सपीरियंस. तो बता रहे हैं कि इफ वी आर गिविंग दीज टाइप्स ऑफ मॉन्यूमेंट और एनी अदर थिंग, तो एक्चुअली इसमें ये सब होने का मतलब खतरा भी है या खदशा भी है. सर कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटी नहीं, कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटी यहाँ पे नहीं है, कॉर्पोरेट सोशल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी की बात कर रहे हैं. कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटी स्लाइटली डिफरेंट थिंग, ठीक है. वी आर नॉट गोइंग राइट नाउ इन डिटेल ऑफ दैट, ठीक है. सो यस नाउ तो इसी की वो बात कर रहे हैं कि दिस टाइप ऑफ थिंग लाइक हार्ट रेंचिंग ट्रेजेडी हैपन, तो प्राइवेट कंपनी को दे दिया गया. तो उसकी एक क्रिटिसिज्म भी है कि सिंस इट वाज अ वॉच मेकिंग कंपनी, घड़ी बनाने वाली कंपनी को इसको हैंडल करने को दे दिया गया. इट हैड नॉट वेरी मच एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ दैट. तो जिसको पुल बनाने का एक्सपीरियंस हो जिस कंपनी को, उसी का दिया जाना चाहिए ना, मतलब ऐसे ही वो बता रहे. दैट इज व्हाट ही इज टेलिंग, ठीक है. देन हाँ, सेकंड, मेनी मॉन्यूमेंट्स सेलेक्टेड फॉर द स्कीम इंक्लूडिंग स्तूपास ऑफ सांची बृहदेश्वर टेंपल एट थंजावुर एंड अकबर्स पैलेस सिटी एट फतेहपुर ऑलरेडी हैव टूरिस्ट इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर. बोले बहुत सारी ऐसी जगह है जिसको दिया गया प्राइवेट कंपनी को, तो ऑलरेडी पूरी तरह बना हुआ है. वाई ड्राइविंग नीड फॉर न्यू टिकट्स एंड गिफ्ट शॉप्स, मतलब जो पूरा स्ट्रक्चर ऑलरेडी बना हो. जैसे सांची स्तूपा इज एक्चुअली दिस इज सांची स्तूपा इन मध्य प्रदेश, सांची. This is Brihadeshwar temple at Thanjavur. Thanjavur, अब ना उसको टैंजौर भी लिखते हैं इन तमिलनाडु. And this is बुलंद दरवाजा, you will find it in, ये तीनों का पढ़िएगा जाके, in फतेहपुर सिकरी नियर आगरा, फतेहपुर सिकरी नियर आगरा इन यूपी. So please read these three, ये तीनों का पढ़िएगा because these three do come in the exam. मैंने ये देखा, इस पर एक क्वेश्चन आया था कि बुलंद दरवाजा पे कि when was it formed? So it was built in 1575. What was the reason why it was formed? Made, so it was made by Akbar to commemorate victory over Gujarat. चूंकि वो गुजरात जीत लिया था, इसीलिए उन्होंने ये बनवाया था. So it's 43 kilometers from Agra in UP. So just have an idea about that, of course, because that question might be asked. Like Amul. ठीक है. Okay, is it clear? Any other question? नहीं ना, ठीक है. तो ये तीनों को पढ़ लीजिएगा because these three are actually important sites in history. Okay, let's move on further. So that is what he is talking about. Basically वो उसी के critical है कि adopt heritage scheme नहीं दिया जाना चाहिए private company को, आप समझ लो. He has given some examples and all. तो उतना आप डिटेल में नहीं जाना है. But चूंकि Archaeological Survey of India news में, so there can be one question: who was the founder of Archaeological Survey of India? Your options are Alexander Cunningham, James Prinsep, Lord Cornwallis, A.O. Hume. Your time starts now. Founder of ASI, Archaeological Survey of India, कौन थे? सबको लाइक बटन प्रेस करते जाना. यस, आर्कियोलॉजिकल सर्वे कई बार न्यूज में रहता है, सो यू मस्ट बी नोइंग इट. अलेक्जेंडर कनिंगम इज द राइट आंसर टू दिस क्वेश्चन. एओ ह्यूम तो आईएनसी के फाउंडर थे ना, तो ये तो होगा नहीं आंसर. So that is the right answer. अच्छा, इनके बारे में पढ़ना, प्लीज गो एंड रीड अबाउट हिम बिकॉज जेम्स प्रिंसेप इज आल्सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ही वाज इंस्ट्रूमेंटल इन डिकोडिंग डिसिफरिंग अशोकास एडिक्ट. ठीक है, सो जेम्स प्रिंसेप भी इंपॉर्टेंट है, उसको पढ़ लीजिएगा. बट हियर द राइट आंसर इज ए. यस, प्रिया चवन, विशाल कुमार, अमूल्य राज, यू आर राइट. 1861, Alexander Cunningham was the founder, actually the first Director General, or you can say the founder of ASI, Archaeological Survey of India, which is actually responsible for protecting all the old archaeological sites. तो आप जाओगे कहीं भी, लेट्स से यू विजिट कुतुब मीनार, ताजमहल और एनी अदर साउथ टेंपल, लेट्स से बृहदेश्वर टेंपल और एनी अदर आर्कियोलॉजिकल साइट्स में जाओगे तो वहां पे लिखा रहेगा कि मैनेज्ड बाय आर्कियोलॉजिकल सर्वे ऑफ इंडिया एटसेट्रा, और सारी चीजें वहां पे लिखी रहेगी. अच्छा, एक होमवर्क है, गो एंड फाइंड आउट वेदर इट्स अ स्टैचुरी बॉडी और कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल बॉडी. नाइदर स्टैचुरी नॉर कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल. कौन सी बॉडी है ये? आफ्टर द क्लास इज ओवर, सो इफ इट इज अ स्टैचुरी बॉडी, राइट द लॉ अंडर विच दिस हैज बीन मेड. सो राइट इट इन द कमेंट. ये भी होमवर्क है. In the comment section, you are supposed to write this. Find out and answer it. Then what might corporate India instead to look on? तो वही बता रहे हैं कि if we are going to give this adopt heritage to private companies, this is not correct and all. तो वो यही सब चीजें, ठीक है. Unending ordeal. Yes, this is a very sorry incident where actually a Kashmiri Pandit and bank guard, Mr. Sanjay Sharma, was shot dead by terrorists in Pulwama and all. So that is what is being discussed here. So religious polarization can be reversed through democratic process. That is what the author is writing. Religious polarization means going away. So let's say there is a positive charge and positive charge. So both will repel each other. So polarization ही होता है. So the word comes actually from the magnetic theory and all. कि people going away from each other on the basis of religion and all. This can be reversed only through democratic process. It means according to the author, since in Jammu and Kashmir we do not have right now the elected government and all, so perhaps that is the reason. So if we believe that if there will be some election, then perhaps something will be better. That is what the author has said. So that is what is being discussed here. The army has said that 2 militant security forces have asserted Sharma's attackers have now been slain. Slain means shot dead. So those who have attacked are now dead according to this article. Okay, so just have an idea about this. Then all political parties, including separatists and Harriet Conference, actually besides civil society organization, have condemned the attack. But the repeated brazen nature of the attack at one point to a breakdown of relation between administration and citizenry and all. So repeated attacks are happening and nothing effective is being done. That is what it is. So in 2019, Article 370 was revoked and all. And there were hope that the militancy would be curbed and all. But the repeated attacks on the minority community suggest otherwise. Means a radical section have sought to utilize the disaffection in the valley to foment polarization. तो अभी भी पूरी हद तक still even after the revocation of 370 after 2019, still the attacks are happening, and we hope that everything would be fine in the future. But these are the things which are coming in the news. Okay, now let's talk about this. ये दोनों article, India's democracy diminished and declining. This is written by Mr. Ashwani Kumar. He is a former law minister. He was a law minister during Manmohan Singh government. So according to him, actually, according to this author, Mr. Ashwani Kumar is saying that the democratic deficit we are witnessing in India means the democracy is declining, according to him. So he is saying that in Republic Day we showcase nation's soft power and hard power, etc. and all. But the truth is that India is declining democracy and all. तो इनके हिसाब से ये कि डेमोक्रेसी जो है वो इंडिया में कमजोर हो रही है, जैसा कि अश्वनी कुमार ने लिखा है साहब ने. सो रिकरिंग रिपोर्ट्स अबाउट कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल ट्रांसग्रेशन इंट्रोगेट द डेप्थ एंड द क्वालिटी ऑफ आवर डेमोक्रेटिक. ट्रांसग्रेशन का मतलब होता है क्रॉसिंग द बाउंड्री लाइन. सो दैट इज कॉल्ड एज ट्रांसग्रेशन. सो ही इज सेइंग देयर आर मेनी केसेस वेयर एक्चुअली the agencies have crossed the lines of the government and all. That is what he is saying. The expunging of parliamentary statement. Expunge मतलब कि it will not be recorded in the data. So the opposition leader said कि when Rahul Gandhi gave the speech, some of his words were removed and all in the recording and all. That is what their allegation was, etc. Then he is quoting the example of a suicide of an 18-year-old Dalit student in one of the premier institute. I think IIT वगैरह में कहीं हुआ था. So there was a Dalit student who committed suicide. Later on, it was found because of his caste and all. So these are the things he is highlighting about it. Then of course, then he is saying that a sitting MLA was jailed for 2-year term in a 15-year-old case for blocking a road is pervasive and all. So an MLA actually blocked the road and 15 years back, and for which he has been jailed for 2 years, which is very high. It's disproportionately high. इन्हें 2 साल के लिए सजा हो गई इसलिए कि वो 15 साल पहले कहीं रोड जाम कर दिए थे. So that is what he's saying, it is high, मतलब disproportional है. यानी जितना क्राइम नहीं किया उससे ज्यादा का सजा हो गया. So that is what he's actually quoting, but nowhere in the democratic deficit more pronounced as that. So he's using the word democratic deficit, means the democratic ideas are actually reducing according to him in India. That is what he said. So he's actually giving the example. We know that language, culture, imagination, histories are united in a tight embrace and all. So ये सब लोग मतलब लिख रहे हैं, ठीक है. So just have an idea. Celebration of republic cannot be complete as long as our politics remain limited by narrow partisan perspective and all. So but basically saying कि yes, we need to reduce these partisan perspectives and all. तो इसी सब की बात हो रही है, ठीक है. So just have an idea. Now एक आर्टिकल ये वाली इंपॉर्टेंट है, Windsor framework very much in the news is related with what? इसको स्टार मार्क लगा दीजिए. Your options are post Brexit deal, New START treaty, NATO, G20. Your time starts now. बताइए विंडसर फ्रेमवर्क जो न्यूज में क्या चीज से रिलेटेड है? Yes, the right answer is post Brexit deal. So A is the right answer to this question. आपने देखा होगा ये, it is between UK. So UK's Prime Minister Mr. Rishi Sunak and European Commission's President Ursula von der Leyen. So actually, I hope you are aware Brexit happened in which Britain came out from European Union. Now this is a Windsor framework to do an agreement between Northern Ireland and the rest of UK. Northern Ireland का कैसे relation हो European Union के साथ? Yes, the right answer is 1 is the right answer, not 2. ठीक है. So इसको पढ़ लीजिएगा थोड़ा सा. We'll be explaining in the paid classes and all. तो जैसे for example यहाँ पर जो है ना, it is India. This is UK, this is Ireland. तो यहाँ पर Northern Ireland है. And you won't believe Northern Ireland is a part of England, not a part of Ireland. ठीक है. ठीक है. So just have an idea about that. Okay, international courts and climate change. So this was an article where actually he has written about an island called as Vanuatu Island. An island country in South Pacific group seeks an advisory opinion ICJ on the issue of climate change. So first, can anyone tell me where do you find the headquarter of ICJ? Headquarter कहाँ मिलेगा आपको? In which country and which city? ये बताइए. Okay, so he's actually quoting Vanuatu Island. So I hope you are aware, actually the island countries are more affected. So this is Pacific Ocean. And whenever a climate change happens, the most vulnerable ones are the island countries. So for example, here is Vanuatu Island. Okay, here it is. Okay. Now there are other islands as well, like Fiji hai, and there are different Solomon Island hai. So whenever climate change happens, the rise of sea level happens. And when the rise of sea level happens, whenever the rise of sea level will happen, what will happen is the island countries are actually most vulnerable to be submerged. ठीक है, जब global warming हो तो बर्फ पिघलेगा, the icebergs will actually melt, which will cause the rise of sea level, which will actually submerge these islands. And that is why these islands are more concerned about environment and climate change. तो ये लोग ज्यादा concerned रहते हैं. ऐसे concerned तो सबको होना चाहिए, लेकिन जो आइलैंड कंट्रीज है पैसिफिक में वो बहुत ज्यादा कंसर्न है क्लाइमेट चेंज से रिलेटेड, इसीलिए कि कुछ भी होगा तो सबसे पहले वही अफेक्टेड होंगे. सो दैट इज व्हाई एन आइलैंड कंट्री इन द साउथ पैसिफिक सीक्स एन एडवाइजरी ओपिनियन फ्रॉम आईसीजे. सो आईसीजे में 2 तरह के ओपिनियन होते हैं, कंटेंशियस एंड एडवाइजरी. सो दे आर आस्किंग एडवाइजरी ओपिनियन व्हाट दे आर सपोज्ड टू डू एंड ऑल रिगार्डिंग क्लाइमेट चेंज एंड ऑल. यस, जोया खान, आई हैव गॉट ओनली 1 करेक्ट आंसर. क्यों? आईसीजे का हेडक्वार्टर किसी को नहीं पता है? आईसीजे हेडक्वार्टर इज इन ICJ headquarter is in The Hague, Netherlands. ठीक है. Yes, Zoya Khan, right? हाँ. So everyone should be trying this. ये तो आसान था आंसर. Okay, now the author is talking about COP27 failed to narrow their difference on critical issues such as reducing GHGs and all. तो COP27 में बहुत कुछ खास हो नहीं पाया and also देखो ये सब पढ़ लेना. I mean I'll give you example. This is COP3 Kyoto Protocol, important. Paris Climate Agreement, these are important ones. इसको पढ़ लीजिएगा, ठीक है? Just have an idea. Yes, Vishal Kumar, The Hague is the headquarter of ICJ. COP27 recently happened in which place? Glasgow, Scotland, Egypt, India, Indonesia. Your time starts now. Last year हुआ था 2022 में, I think November में. Where it happened? COP27 कहाँ हुआ था? Conference of Parties 27. सबको like button press करते जाना, guys, everyone. Yes, Egypt में there is a place called as Sharm el Sheikh, where actually COP27 happened. So B is the right answer or 2 is the right answer to this question. Yes, Amulya Raj, very good, है ना? ठीक है. So just have an idea about that. तो इसको आप थोड़ा सा पढ़ लीजिए. Yes, Amulya Raj, Priya Chavan, you all right. Sharm el Sheikh, Egypt is the right answer. Vishal Kumar, you all right, हाँ. The next one is, yes, Rashmi Kantaja, you are also right. Nagaland women socially empowered, absent in politics. Yes. नहीं, कायरो में नहीं हुआ था रश्मिकांत, शर्म एल शेख में हुआ था. डिफरेंट सिटी है वो. हाँ, रोहित कुमार, जोया खान, यू ऑल राइट. हाँ, देखो, वी बिलीव दैट इन नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न इंडिया इफ यू सी देयर इज अ गुड अमाउंट ऑफ वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट, बट दे आर एब्सेंट इन पॉलिटिक्स. तो ये बताने की डाइकोटोमी, यानी दो तरह की बात है. At one place, actually, women empowerment is there. I mean, like for example, they're quoting that 85% of women in Nagaland over the 5 years had attended the school. बहुत बड़ी बात है. 5+ में 85% females, those who are 5+ years of age, have attended school, which is actually, and India's average is 72%. So out of the India's average, the Nagaland is actually very much ahead as far as women empowerment is concerned. हाँ, ठीक है ना. Only 29% Nagaland women were anemic, and if you see, anemia मतलब shortage or lack of iron. So anemia is a disease caused by lack of iron. This is mostly caused especially to pregnant women and all. But if you see the overall India's actually status, so it is more than double. मतलब 29% India का 50-60% से ऊपर है. Over 99% of women married in Nagaland participate in key household decisions and only 6% had experienced spousal violence. अब देखो, सिर्फ 6% केस में spousal violence हुआ है. Violence means कि husband beating wife or something like that. But in if you see in the rest part of India, it is very high. 6% नहीं है, बहुत ज़्यादा है, इससे कहीं ज़्यादा है. And 99% female actually participate in key household decisions. जो कोई भी घर का decision होता है, उसमें 99% महिला participate करती है. But perhaps that is not the case with the rest of India. In fact, in many cases only male take decision. तो उस हिसाब से you can say the women empowerment is very good as compared to the rest of India in Nagaland. But still the author is saying dichotomy. Dichotomy, why? Because there are very fewer women MLAs, so they are not in politics. ये सब बात सही है कि एजुकेशन में ज्यादा अच्छा हाल है, so there is very less domestic violence comparatively. Of course, they are more participative in decision making. The anemic women are very less. So these are the things actually which shows that yes, women are at better position in Nagaland, but they are not participating in politics. There are very few MLAs which are actually women in Nagaland and all. So that is why you should be knowing it, huh? The dearth of women, dearth with a kami, shortage of women MLAs was not just because they did not win election, but even among the candidates representation was poor. ठीक है? So candidates का representation, लोग election भी बहुत कम, they very rarely fight elections and all. That is what it is saying, है ना? अब चलते हैं आगे. Text and context में India should stick to the middle path in the new world disorder. So ये new world order word use किया जाता है, but the author is using the word disorder. Perhaps he is referring to Russia-Ukraine war. तो सब कुछ ठीक नहीं, ऑर्डर में नहीं है. Perhaps that is why he is using the word new world disorder instead of order. So India should stick to the middle path. Middle path मतलब है ना ही इधर align करे ना ही उधर. Means neither it should be India should be moving more towards west or USA, nor it should be moving means supporting Russia completely. पूरी तरह ना ही इसको सपोर्ट करे ना इसको सपोर्ट करे, मिडिल पाथ पे चले. That is what Mr. Stanley Jory has written in an article. ठीक है, तो इसको आप देख लेना एक बार, just go through it. What exactly it is. Now, page number 2, legislature facing disqualification can't attend floor test. Floor test मतलब होता है, let's say for example, chief minister's majority is has to be proved. तो उस केस में floor test होता है, voting happens. वोटिंग ऑफ एमएलए हैपेंस है ना, एमएलए या एमपी भी होता है पार्लियामेंट लेवल पर, फ्लोर टेस्ट हैपेंस कि who has majority, which party or which section has majority to actually make the chief minister. तो इसमें क्या है कि legislature supreme court has said कि legislature who are facing disqualification actually should not be allowed to vote in that trust vote. वही हुआ, trust vote भी same thing हुआ, floor test या trust vote, floor test भी कहते हैं, ठीक है. Now what do you mean by that? इसका मतलब ये हुआ, हाँ, so he is saying, the chief justice is saying it is a constitutional sin. ये गुनाह हो जाएगा कि जो लोग इधर से उधर वोट करके गए एक पार्टी से, so let's say move from X party to Y party, and they should be still allowed to vote because technically since they have defected, their seat should be disqualified in general. There are some exceptions, but generally that should be the case. तो इसी की बात हो रही थी. So actually the case is happening related with Shiv Sena of Maharashtra and all. उसी पर ये बात हुई. So let's see. अभी तो oral order है. Let's see the written judgment and all. Investigation completed into mid-air collision between two IAF aircraft. Yes. See, what happened was in January this year, I mean hardly 1 month back, actually two Indian Air Force jets got crashed. I mean, so initially there were confusion ki whether they had mid-air collision or both, because they both crashed at same site. So there were fear that it was a mid-air collision. Mid-air collision मतलब plane हवा में दोनों उड़ी थी, दोनों टकरा गई. So mid-air collision, understand? Okay, so both the flights actually in the air got collided. One was Sukhoi, another was Mirage. So these are actually the jets used by Indian Air Force. So abhi uski investigation complete. So investigation happened and the investigation got completed. And the committee of inquiry finding will be sent to the air headquarter and all. ठीक है? तो उसके inquiry find out कर ली गई है और अब headquarter भेज दिया जाएगा. ठीक है? So just have an idea about that. Which killed an experienced pilot. तो एक की मौत भी हो गई थी उसमें इस accident में. Okay, India Australia sign agreement on mutual recognition of qualification. Yes, ये important होता है. It means like हाँ, so मतलब जैसे हो गया, for example, if you are studying in India, you got the degree, so that should be recognized in Australia and the other way around, the reverse also. तो उसी के लिए agreement हुआ था. Just have an idea about that. फिर ये ISRO successfully test key missions for India's third moon mission. देखो आपको पता होगा, will be launching Chandrayaan 3. Chandrayaan 3 will be launched very soon. जून जुलाई के आसपास hopefully, है ना. So उसके लिए this almost test कर लिया गया है. So we hope that it will be done very soon. And इस पर एक चीज पढ़ ली कि LVM-3 क्या होता है? Launch Vehicle. LVM-3. This was earlier called as GSLV Mark 3. So this is a launch vehicle, very powerful launch vehicle. इसके बारे में थोड़ा सा पढ़ लीजिएगा. And it is having cryogenic engine. ये बहुत पावरफुल इंजन माना जाता है. So यहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है, देखो क्रायोजेनिक इंजन लिखा है, CE-20 cryogenic engine. So this is considered as very powerful engine. Go and find out what is the speciality of it. Cryo मतलब होता है वो ठंडा. So actually the liquid oxygen and nitrogen are extremely cooled in this process and all. ठीक है, so उसको cryogenic engine वगैरह कहते हैं. Now एक और साइड में आर्टिकल थी, NBDSA finds several TV programs have violated ethics code. तो देखो ethics code होता है हर प्रोफेशन में. So if you are a lawyer, there is ethics code. If you are a judge, there is ethics code. If you are an IPS, there is ethics code. If you are a media journalist, you are supposed to follow those ethics codes. And to enforce that, we are having NBDSA, News Broadcasting and Digital Standards Authority. So it has imposed fines on some journalists for violating those journalistic codes. So these are journalists from News 18 and Z News. So just have an idea about that. And they have been imposed up to 50,000 fine. 50,000 तक का fine भी लगाया गया at some places. So actually they have been responsible because they have spread some communal words or communal hatred and all. That is why they have been inflammatory speeches and all, for which they have been fined. So NBDSA fines News 18, Z News guilty for communally charged programs and all. So this is NBDSA, National Broadcasters and Digital Association. So just have an idea about it. And who is the chairman or head of NBDSA? Your options are Justice KG Balakrishnan, Justice AK Sikri, Justice Arun Goyal, Justice Arun Kumar Mishra. Your time starts now. क्योंकि NBDSA न्यूज में आपको ये बताना है कि इसकी चेयरमैन कौन है. These are the 4 options. What is the right answer? So the right answer is Justice AK Sikri, Arjun Kumar, AK Sikri I think का नाम है. Arjun Kumar Sikri something नाम है. I'm unable to recall his full name. So he is a former Supreme Court judge, ex-Supreme Court judge. So he is actually the chairman of NBDSA, News Broadcasters and Digital Association, which actually regulates ethics code for media, है ना. कि media should not cross the limit or media should not be violating the ethics code and all. So B is the right answer. Yes, Priya Chavan is right. Very good. So this is all about today's class. Please subscribe to our channel, follow us Instagram, Facebook, Telegram and download the BYJU'S exam prep app. जो मैंने questions दिए हैं उसका आंसर नीचे कमेंट में लिखना है. In this class I have given you 3-4 questions. After the class is over, you are supposed to write it in the comment section. ठीक है? So thank you everyone. Thanks for watching. सबको like button press करते जाना. Press the like button and subscribe to our channel as well. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.